Can you beat Payday 3 with no skills? Is a question asked only by a fool. Luckily for you, I am that fool. So I hereby present. Can you beat Payday 3 with no skills? First, the rules. 1. Obviously, I cannot use any skill/perk in Payday 3. 2. Every heist must be done on the hardest difficulty, Overkill. 3. I am obligated to use the newly introduced solo mode, which means I am forced to play with this game's god-awful AI. 4. No favors. Pretty simple, can't use any favors to make my life easier. Putting that aside, I can use whichever guns I want with whichever attachments, and I can stealth and loud as my primary objective is to finish every heist in Payday 3, no matter how much loot I get or anything like that, just beat the game. You can see every heist done fully in an unlisted playlist I will link in the description. That will be proof of succession for this video. I will also not show every heist by the game's chronological order. Lastly, I will try my best to refrain from using exploits, but my goal is to finish Payday 3 in whichever way possible, without spending any skill points. Without further ado, let us begin. No rest for the wicked. I'm going to be using this stealth setup for all of my stealth runs this video, so I won't show it again. I'm using the newly released Queen's Revenge, since I like how it looks. My signature secondary, the signature 403, an armor bag, the Head 5 Red Fox overkill weapon, standard lining for the fastest possible movement speed, throwing knives for obvious reasons, and finally micro cams, since ECMs are pretty useless without skills. No skills of course, and let's start up No Rest for the Wicked solo. On launch, doing this on Overkill at level 1 took me 7 hours, despite me thinking it was gonna be easy. Let's see how long it takes me now. I spawn in, ready to start the challenge, and see if it's even possible to do, by unlocking the first door, without getting spotted, getting inside, and getting the only phone spot that requires lockpicking. Something that is gonna be super annoying this challenge. I grab the guard's red keycard and head upstairs to find the lever, completely forget about it because of the executive civilian, and thinking I pulled it off, I go to the roof and try hacking the computer. Realizing I messed up, I go back down, flick the lever, go back up, and get the color green. Going downstairs again, I get spotted accidentally. Another painful thing in this run is no drop cloth and open mic, which means killing guards is super unsafe. After that, I grab the executive, avoid cameras and civilians, and ask the executive nicely to open the vault for me. When he disagrees, I frown, and before going to get the code, I get spotted again, and I have to kill my second guard. Then I go upstairs and get the manager's code quite easily before going back down and opening the vault. I realized I should have brought ECMs for the die packs. Then I remember I'm only going for acquired loot, so I grab the required money bags and slowly move them to the parking lot without any bag moving skills. I got incredible RNG on this part, with this escape and no cameras or civilians in my way to interrupt my bag moving. So I move all of the bags and escape. Yeah, that's right. It only took me one try to complete No Rest for the Wicked skillless, but this is only the beginning. Next heist, Dirty Eyes. I wanna start with the easy ones in this video, so once again I am stealthing with the same build, but I accidentally had adaptive armor on, so I was a bit slower for this particular run. But anyways, I do this neat little trick to get in by cutting open the window, then jumping in when no one is near to get in ASAP without the QR code, and headed straight for the manager's room. After finding out the code's location and getting the QR for the VIP showroom, I get in, find the code, and go downstairs. But before I enter, I get spotted by this guard going down here. I then go inside, manage to open the door, and disable the alarm on the display cases before choosing to keep the cameras on. I grab the VIP showroom jewelry and very slowly transport it before grabbing a civilian to help him open the vault for the rare stone. I move the bags and I do manage to escape stealthily, again within my first try, just like the previous heist. But then again, these are the easiest heists in the game. Next up we have Rock the Cradle, which is the easiest heist in the game if you have skills. Unfortunately, I do not. So I had to compromise. I spawned in and got in. Managed to do the blue keycard trick, but had to get escorted out since I can't hack phones. I run around again, but I get spotted again, and the guard needs to slowly escort me for the second time, which really pisses me off. But finally I managed to loop around and get in. Third time's the charm. I do the usual by checking the right switch through the vent, then flipping it and grabbing the crypto wallet in a matter of minutes before running to the escape while shooting everyone and getting spotted, but living nonetheless. Another quick and easy first try for Rock the Cradle, but now we're getting to the tougher heists. Under the Circles is our next fun heist. I was actually really scared going into this since it's already hard enough to complete by yourself with skills, and I was really not looking forward to doing all the lasers and circles without them. Anyways, I spawned in, masked up and went upwards using the scaffolding, then fell down using one of the vents into E4, where I turn off the lasers and head straight for the spectrographer. That will be used for later. And it just so happens the security room is the door right next to it. And trust me, I am not dealing with the cameras on this heist. My next move was the manager's room for the computer, so I can know which exhibitions I need and the USB for the Unwanted painting. After a bit of moving around, I do the laser puzzle on E6 and turn them off successfully before starting my first circle step. Those were 5 minutes of so much fun. Great design choice overkill, but anyways, I scan E4 with the spectrographer from earlier and luckily it's authentic. So I plug the USB in and grab it before moving forward to E6 to grab that one too. And just like that, I was already done with 2 of the 4 required paintings. Before going down, I wanted to finish the entire second floor, so I jumped down to E5 and turned off the lasers, then grabbed the board Vicario 8. Going down, I opened E1 instantly and started the second phase of the super enjoyable circle step. And after the most enjoyable 3 minutes of my life, I go back to E1 and grab it before slowly moving all the bags to the stairwell. And I was seriously thinking it's about to go loud and I was ready for that. I used my micro cams to my advantage and scanned the area while moving the bags through the best routing I found, and it actually did not go loud as I anticipated it to. So I got all the bags in and made it another first try swift escape. I was feeling really confident after that one, but I also remembered the impending doom named Road Rage that is to come later. But that is for later. Now we have Golden Shark, my favorite heist, but also one that heavily relies on skills. It also did help that there was a modifier that made cameras instantly sound the alarm when I recorded this, which made me super nervous the entire run. Starting off, I get the QR code and find the guy with the red keycard. Also, is it just me or is it almost always Eric Yeager? Feels like the devs wanted to be him, so we have to get 2 QR codes. Anyways, I get in his room and avoid him before stealing his beautiful red keycard. Swipe it, fail a random guess at the right code, and snatch the blue keycard before hacking the server room computer and the IT computer to finally get the vault code. I do this neat little microcam trick everyone knows about on solo to see the colors without needing to go back and forth, so I flip all 4 switches with relative ease, before going to the manager's room and realizing I need to disable the lasers first for some reason. I do that, go back to the manager's room, go back to the vault and open it, then I start loading up on the heavy cash bags and moving them slowly unmasked to the basement, making sure to not sprint anywhere near the vault. I have to admit, I've kinda grown into playing like a pussy during this challenge, which really surprised me, but yeah, it was another first try clean sweep. We're going to do another time skip here to touch the sky, skipping 99 boxes for now, and when recording footage from here from my latest video, I actually failed on 3 separate occasions with skills, so I expected this to end very poorly. No spoilers though, I spawn in, crawl through the vent like an imposter, and get the good lead guard RNG, which makes me get his phone hacked pretty damn easily. Then I hurry up and grab the blue keycard to open the security room and kill the camera guard because f the cameras on this heist. I go down and before I manage to open the QR code door, I get spotted and I'm forced to kill a guard before grabbing my red keycard, and luckily before I left, I checked the storage room and found the poison, which will be used later. I then proceed to get some circles done, and you can just hear the excitement in my voice, cause I love circles so damn much. But once they're done, I go downstairs and poison Mason's drink. I again use microcams to my advantage, waiting about 2 minutes before grabbing Mason and going up for him to open the safe room for me, and finding the vault code. From here, I discover the vault, enter the right code, crack the small safe inside, and grab the SSD drive. I get caught by the lead guard on my way out, which really surprised me, and then it all goes to so I just started scanning the SSD drive while trading civilians once it goes loud. I also thought I might as well grab some other bags for style points since I've got time anyways. So I grabbed 3 cocaine bags and 2 money bags from the safe room before escaping. Touch the Sky was yet another first try completion that took me 3 attempts with skills a few days prior. Skipping Turbid right on to Cook Off. Here is our first loud only heist, which I was scared of, but I felt good with myself and I felt ready. I had to use a new loadout, SA A144 for my primary as it can one-tap heads with no skills, Bull Kick 500 for those sexy one-hit body shots, Head 5 Red Fox, adaptive armor, short grenades, and motion sensors. Getting in the heist, I scoured for ingredients and planks before seeing I got good lab RNG and getting ready to cook. My strategy here is to let the crappy AI in this game cover the stairs while I cover the scaffolding entrance and cook. My backup plan, in case this failed, was to restart and bring a sentry with me. Anyways, I do my best to cook, as fast as humanly possible, or more like as fast as Shade lets me, and I cook my first batch. Of course, I don't wait for it to turn blue, I just grab it so I can complete the heist and GTFO. Cook-off really isn't a complex heist, so I repeat that process 2 more times before putting my bags on the bots and making a run for it, securing the meth and leaving. This was again easier than I thought. I am adapting to this playstyle, but I am still scared of what's to come. We're back to stealthing with syntax error, with our usual build. This is one of the easier stealth heists in the game, in my opinion. So let's see how it goes. Lockpicking is the hustler as always. I get in the vent and head up, find the code for the downstairs door and go down. While I'm down, I get the red keycard, find the necessary drones, which are A, C, and D, and head towards D. The first server I'll pick up. D is one of the easier ones to obtain, so I quickly nab them one by one since I can't carry 2 bags, and go to Sinz's room next, which has the vent for the C servers. Before getting them, I get the cable ladder for A later and grab the C servers one by one again. I then head to the B servers and place the cable ladder I mentioned earlier to go to the A section and grab those two too. I grab the required loot, the drone server, and go up. Before I manage to leave, this guard blocks me for a solid minute before I mess up and get spotted by him, forcing me to rush out to the escape, but even though it goes loud, I manage to secure the loot and leave. We finally passed all the heists that I did first try, and now on to Boys in Blue. On my first stream, when Boys in Blue dropped, I said this heist is a nightmare without the walk perk, and here I am now, doing it without it. So let's begin. After spawning in, I somehow managed to grab the donut box, unnoticed, and open both doors for later. Then I make my way upstairs, find the nearby captain's office, and place the donut box down to lure him out. My next step was to eat this donut so I can once again see the buffs on the bottom of my screen as a reminder they exist. I hacked the captain's computer and the redundancy computer. While they're hacking, I made sure to grab a QR code for the locker room later, and once they were done, I got Jeremy Benton's fingerprints. While going down, I get spotted by a guard, so I let him escort me before going to open the locker and realizing I got the unlucky locker, which is in front of the 2 unpassable civilians. I tried getting around them a bit before realizing I'm forced to mask up. So I did just that, grabbed the red keycard and went through the vent to the other room. With my red keycard, killed the guard that lurks there and got in the vault. I take all of the gold bags and move them over using the small vent and start moving them very slowly. Just kidding, I got spotted by a camera on my first bag, so I had to restart after miserably trying to finish it on loud. But this attempt taught me I had to get the camera guy next run, even if that means I must mask up. I'll go over the next one quickly. I grab the donuts, check where the camera room is and get escorted out before attempting to go upstairs and getting escorted again. Finally going upstairs, placing the donut box down, hacking the captain's computer and the redundancy computer, getting escorted for the 3rd time, but getting good locker RNG this time, so I don't have to mask up, getting escorted again before realizing I can't kill the camera guard while this civilian that never moves observes me, swapping the blue keycard. I had to cook up a quick plan, so once the surveilling guard moved away, I quickly masked up, grabbed the civilian and opened the camera room, before eliminating the guard and tying down the civ. Getting in the vault room, once again I killed the guard for the 2nd time, and start moving the gold bags. It takes a lot of time with how many cops are in the parking lot, and I have plenty of close calls, but I eventually move all 6 gold bags and escape. Our first second try heist completed. We have Turbid Station, 99 box set and Road Rage left. Let's start with 99 boxes, my least favorite heist. I do the fun QR scanning step not once but twice, just because I love it so much. Finding the zipline bag on the way, then get escorted out before masking up and going inside the main warehouse. Find the liquid nitrogen and put it in the truck. I start hacking the computer, and while hacking I randomly meleeed the air, not noticing there was a fire hydrant nearby. And you can guess what happened next. Next run, I do all of that again, and get to the exact same spot before getting noticed by 2 civilians, and while carrying one of them, I get detected by a camera. After that restart, I do everything once again. Luckily, I enjoy this heist so much that I get both QR codes and fail right after, so I redo that, and after hacking the computer, I get spotted by a camera while passing a corner in a very bullshit way if I may add. Luckily for me, I'm already used to this, so one more time. I scan both QR codes, get the required zipline bag, find the liquid nitrogen, hack the computer, and kill a guard. Then finally proceed to the container yard with the zipline. After that super fun process, I start one of 2 circle steps for the first required loot bag, doing my best not to sprint and realizing that I can't make a run for it with the high-tech components on my back, so unfortunately I lost most of their value in the first bag. Going back over to the storage yard, I do the second circle step, I finish it, grab the second high-tech loot bag, and sprint my way to the truck. On my way, unluckily I get spotted by a guard and then another guard, which I thought would set the heist into searching mode, but it just went loud, so I deposited the loot, secured the truck, took my legs and escaped the place. This one took a few tries, but all in all wasn't all that awful. On to Turbid Station we go, and this heist is a required stealth heist, so I'm continuing the streak. Getting the heist, sneak around everyone while slowly looking for those yellow panels to hack the train carts, and find my first prototype, which was locked behind the red keycard door. While hacking, I encountered the guard and I had to kill him, before going downstairs to grab the red keycard and getting spotted by a civilian, and while carrying him, you guessed it, a camera saw me. After a quick reset, I find the prototype once again, this time behind the QR code locked door, and find the second prototype behind the quads locked door. You can see I am visibly agitated. I go downstairs to at least attempt to find the quartz guy, but I just get pinched and with no skills I just lose and restart once more. I spawn in, mask up, find the first prototype, but I have to kill 2 guards, so I just restarted again in hopes of getting better RNG. This is exactly why I hate this heist. But this run I channel my inner ninja and find the first prototype behind the QR door. Then I kill a guard and get the QR code from the nice civilian before going downstairs to get the hard drive I need. I found it out by method of elimination, since I found both other train cards and Shade said the required loot isn't in them. I secured the first bag and now I just need to find the second prototype. I finally find it, forget how to place the hard drive, pick it up, secure it and leave at last. Now we only have Road Rage left. The final boss has arrived, Road Rage. It can't be that bad, can it? Melodot is gonna be the same as the Cook-Off one. The SA A144, Bull Kick 500 secondary, Head 5 Red Fox overkill weapon, adaptive armor, armor bag, shock grenades, and motion sensors. The strategy was to just play the heist, disable some gates, build some bridges, get the EMP in the device, and start going. I was relying mainly on the bot and the human shield to not get evaporated by cops when moving this slow ass van all across the bridge. It can't be that hard, right? So yeah, I died a lot. Cue the montage. I think that's enough, but yeah, sometimes I got far, sometimes I set up for 2.5 minutes and die instantly, but I was slowly losing hope after hours of trying and barely making it halfway. I will spare you the pointless moaning of me failing and losing my mind, and I will skip to the end. I was giving up, so I looked up on YouTube to see if I could find anything useful, and then I stumbled upon Grimm's run of all bags with no skills. I checked it out, and he found a small exploit that wouldn't let cops reach you if you stand on the side where the chopper comes, where the 2 chimneys are. Although the video was from 9 months ago, I had to try it and thank God it worked. I had to use it since it was impossible to do normally, without AI improving mods, since the AI sucks absolutely. And even though it took me 40 minutes, I did it. I will quickly go over it still. I spawned in and set up like I was used to doing before moving the truck, then hiding for about 5 minutes until the assault was over, eliminating any snipers that targeted me or the AI. Rinse and repeat for another 30 minutes of moving the truck slowly and hiding until the truck reached the end of its course, where I drilled it from below and went to hide again. It took me a long time to open all of the deposits, but once I did, I got bad RNG with the chopper, as it was on the other side. No big deal, I just moved the bags and took my time before securing them all using the bots and escaping. So that was every heist in Payday 3 done, with absolutely 0 skills used. Is it possible? Yes. Did I have to use an exploit to beat one of the maps? Also yes. So take that with a grain of salt. But I said at the start of the video, my primary objective was to beat the game with no skills in any way necessary, so I count this as done. But I would understand why some of you would be skeptical of this. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. This took a long time to make, so I would highly appreciate it if you consider leaving a like and a sub. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.